Bridgestone. With that, coach is available.
Seemed like that 5-on-3 kind of got your offense and just your team back on track this game. What were you seeing there, and just I guess how do you think that sort of affected the outcome?
Well, it had a big effect. I thought, they scored the first power play goal, and it made it look pretty easy, and that was pretty good. They've got a really good power play. It sort of sucked the energy out of the building, and one of the things I said is, we've got to get our special teams going if we're going to be successful, and we're still learning to win again. We had a rough patch at the end of last year, and we're 0-2, and you get a little bit nervous that you're not going to be able to do it, but they responded great. Power play of a 5-on-3. Philip getting the goal, but they worked on it, and we got the people that we wanted on the ice, and they converted on both of them. So great response by our power play, which we need to get going.
Nice penalty shot goal. Is that the move you see in practice from him? Or?
Well, I know on the bench, Matt Cullen pulled him aside and said, here's a little tip, and on Josh Harding. So. I don't know what they talked about, but whatever he talked about, it worked and went in the net, so it was huge for us. And in the second period, I thought we weren't really good in the second period. I thought we couldn't get any momentum. A couple penalties, too many turnovers, and then we got a huge save, I thought, from Pekka in the second. And then in the third period, I thought we played okay in the third period. I thought we played quite well. Paul Gosted and Fisher were great on the draws down the stretch, so that was a good response. And then guys like Matt Hendricks and on the PK when they got a 3-2, our penalty killing really came up big. Block shots, did a really good job. So those guys get a lot of credit because you're up against the real top end power play. So.
Nice to see Forsberg get his first. Obviously, kind of creates a lot in a small space.
He's got those magic hands. He's slippery in tight spaces, and as he keeps growing as a player, I think you're going to see some of those qualities come out. He doesn't seem to be intimidated by a whole heck of a lot, and both are real young guys, and Seth and Philip seem to be quite mature for their age.
He's a pretty understated kid, but he seemed to celebrate a lot. Do you think those games he played last year and didn't score and so forth, do you think it was weighing on him?
Yeah, well, I think so. I think for any player that gets to the National Hockey League, they dream of scoring their first goal, and when they do, it's a time to celebrate. And I think you saw real good emotion from Philip. And I know our bench was loving it. They love those. Our two young guys there that I think they have success. Our team enjoys them having success.
Speaking of young guys, you like the way Seth Jones responded after the early penalty?
Yeah, no, he played very well after that. I thought, he played against a very good line. There was a couple moments where I think he realized that this is a pretty good league, and they put him in a tough spot a little bit playing the left side, which he's been really good on the right. So, but he just doesn't seem too fazed by anything. A good poise in the third period. He had a good look. I thought he was going to score his first goal with that loose puck, and then one of their guys just stuck out their leg, and I think it hit the leg and didn't go in. But last two games, he's had a really good look at the net, and he'll go in for him sooner or later.
What do you think about all the atmosphere with all the booing for Suter again?
I talked to Suits before the game, and he says, I thought you liked me, and I said I do, but I can't help what 303 does. I'm not in charge of them, so I said I'd played along. But he's a terrific player, and as I said, anytime the fans can help us out in any way, we'll take it. And as I said, Suits has been a big part of our history. He's a terrific player, and but he's playing for the enemy now.
When you talk about learning to win again, is that just kind of a rebuilding of the confidence?
Yeah, I think so. You gotta have a little success to have that confidence, and it's sometimes you don't have a lot of success in a while. You tend to play cautious, and when you have that confidence, you just go for it. And that was probably step one. We're gonna have to come out Thursday and be better than we were tonight, and hopefully on Saturday, and we can, you know, build a few things. I think you're finding out that we've got lots of very quality pieces that can, when they come together and we get the confidence and we get their special teams or penalty kill, we have a lot of different ways that we can beat you. And I love the response when they had, you know, a couple of scrums at the net. We weren't looking for quarters. We were looking for guys to pair up with. So from that standpoint, holding our ground is huge, and I love the sort of that team mentality right now that we have.
What does it say about the future of this team when both of your 19-year-olds find a box score?
Well, it says a lot. You know, one of the things when you're a young kid or if you're in this league is, can you do it next game? And can you do it the game after and game after? But great start for them. I think we all recognize that they have a lot of talent. But, you know, this one was a little bit of a peek into the future with Forsberg and Seth Jones, but it also sort of peered into the present that there's some really good character and there's some good depth in the organization. This is a team that's very close. Got good goaltending. I love Pekka's game. He was huge tonight, and they're willing to commit to do the hard things to win.
If you guys were in the same situation that Minnesota was in tonight, who would your third emergency goalie be?
Tom Callahan.
Speaking of Rene, was it good to see him finally get a win after another strong performance?
Yeah. No, Pex is. I think every game that he plays confident. They love playing for him.